After watching Huell Hauser come here during his visit to Redwood National Park, we had to make a trip to Fern Canyon. Filming site of part of a Jurassic Park movie.
World.
And another mile down the trail, there will be a waterfall. So, into Fern Canyon. People warned us about not being able to drive here in water crossings, but it really wasn't that bad. There were a couple of small water crossings to get here, to get down to the parking lot. And in some of the stuff we read, it says that you will be hiking in the water too, so we actually stopped and bought some water shoes. Curious to see if we're gonna actually need them today or not.
Mom says that we will return it if we don't use them.
Yeah, you can always return them if they're not used. Starting on May 1st in 2022, it does require a permit to enter this area. So you have to go online to some national park website and request a permit to be allowed access to this area. And this is the only area inside of Redwoods National Park that you actually have to pay a day use fee as well.
$12.
But the America the Beautiful National Parks Pass is valid as well. So we got our permit, off to see Fern Canyon.
This is a Prairie, but I'm sure I can pass through here.
Now we're entering into Fern Canyon.
This is first water crossing.
Where are you going? Which way are you going? I thought this is the canyon.
Oh! Then what is that trail go?
If you don't want to get them wet.
It's hot. Oh, you're filming that picture?
Yep.
Cross it. Do. You cannot do it. You can't do it.
So they were correct. It is a hike through the water. Okay, maybe I need to put on my water shoes.
Wait, you want to change your shoes?
I was just waiting for you to go.
No, that way is easier. Oh, you can go there. I'm going to wait in the water.
Wow.
This part is Jurassic, the Lost World. Here.
Do you see dinosaurs? Uh-oh, I almost tripped.
Don't trip! Then there's a tree stop right there. And then there's a hill. Ron decided he's not going to change his water shoes. So let's see how he does. And I can just wade it in the water. Balancing. Actually, we can return on the top of the canyon, but we decided this is more fun.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
It's more fun for me because I have water shoes. Oh, be careful. The water is cold though. In the summertime, probably it's a very good hike. Cross on those small woods.
That one looks like it might roll.
I'm wading through the water, running across the wood.
On the way to some waterfall that we don't know what it's named. But getting here, we had to walk through the mud and the river. This hike should be about 9/10 of a mile from the Fern Canyon.
But it's slow because of all the water and then mud.
Unfortunately, I didn't map it ahead of time, so I didn't know where we were going. But we ran into somebody else who did, so we are following them. The ocean is that way.
That's really...
Okay, what should have been about 9/10 of a mile actually turned in to be about 1.25 miles. So quite a bit further than we thought. But we finally found it, if you can even see it up there. Let's try zooming in a bit. So fun hike, fun to do, nice and cool weather. But after coming through Columbia River Gorge area, seeing all the waterfalls that we've seen on this trip, maybe not worth the time with other stuff to go see in the park. Here we're on our way back from the waterfall and into the muddy and water crossings that I mentioned earlier. Lots of little mud bogs.
It's a long way upstream.
The trail goes up the river. It'd be okay if it were just the rocky river bottom, but instead it's mud. Okay, you found the really muddy part. That's okay, your shoes are made for it.
It's deep over to my ankle.
Yeah, she just totally buried her foot there. I'm going to go on the logs. This is the Lady Bird Johnson Trail. This is where the dedication of the park was made in 1968.
But look at how
when Redwoods became a national park.
how thick those bridges are. They have enough wood for this.
So when we go to the big trees in the mountain in the Sierra Nevada areas and we're seeing sequoias, they're different than the way these redwoods grow, which are from sprouts and just grows new trees from the same root ball. This one had 4 or 5 at the bottom. This is pretty impressive.
They are just tall.
This is an interesting one right here. One that's been burned out, but yeah, it still seems to be alive. Still seems to be thriving.
And don't fall again.
Charcoal on the wall.
They probably burn a long time before burning like this.
Very resilient.
We should cut those wood down to build houses.
We
You will
should.
get not burn, right? The sisters next to each other.
We just saw 7 or 8 elk on the side of the road, but I don't think you'll see it in the GoPro.
You can see the antler. That one has a long antler right there. That's the longest one. But the rest of them just look like a tree trunk.
Good binocular viewing though.